Hello, I welcome you to today's lesson. My name is Paul Williams Ofori. Today we have science for basic 5. But before we start, let me know your name. So go to the comment section, write your name, the name of your school, the name of your town. Okay. So today we are looking at parts of a plant and their functions. I'm taking it again. The topic for today is parts of a plant and their functions. So today we are going to look at plants. The whole lesson is about plants. You know, human beings, we have different body parts. Plants also have parts. And all the parts of a plant, they have their functions. They have the role, the work they do. So that is what we are going to learn today. And I want to assure you that you enjoy today's lesson. Okay, so in this lesson, there are some keywords that we are going to see. The first one is flower. Flower. So flower is a part of a plant. And that part develops fruits and seeds. So flower is a part of a plant. In fact, the most attractive and beautiful part of a plant is the flower. Okay. The next word is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is also a process where plants prepare their own food, a process by which plants prepare or make their own food. Human beings, we make our own food. Plants also make their own food. Human beings, when we are preparing our food, we go to the market to buy the ingredients. When we come home, we mix them, cook, fry, boil to get our food. But for plants, they cannot move to the market or they can't move to any other place to get these ingredients, but they are able to prepare their own food. The process is called photosynthesis. So for you to understand it well, let me tell you, when plants are preparing their food, the things that they use the sun, the sunlight, they use water from the soil. They use air. The air that they use is carbon dioxide. They take in carbon dioxide. So these three things are the major things the plants use to make its own food. That process is called photosynthesis. The next one is fibrils. Fibrils. So this is also a root system. We have different root system, but the fibrous one, some plants have many leaves. Many roots. Some plants, their roots are many, but their sizes are the same. Even if you check the height, they are similar. So these plants, we call their roots as fibrous roots. They have fibrous roots. So fibrous roots, we are talking about plants with many roots of similar size. The next one is nutrients. Nutrients. So nutrients are also the things that the body needs to grow. The things that the body needs to grow. Human beings, we eat to get nutrients. Animals also get nutrients from the food they eat. Plants also get nutrients from the soil. Okay. We have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. So you see, all plants, not all, but most of the plants, if you look at their leaves, the color is green. Chlorophyll is a green pigment that are found in leaves. So if you see a plant with green leaves, it tells you that the leaves have what? Chlorophyll. So it gives plants their green color. It gives plants their green color. So these are the words that you will find in the text. Now, let's continue on. Plants are living things that grow in the soil. Plants have different parts that perform different functions for their growth and survival. So you see, plants, they grow in the soil and they have different parts. Human beings and animals depend on plants because the food that we eat, we get the food from plants, we get the food from animals. Even animals also get their food from plants. The leaves and other parts of the plants serve as food for animals. So you should understand that plants are so important. Without plants, we will not have food to eat. Animals will not have food to eat. Okay. But plants have different parts. We have a part found in the soil. That part is called roots. And then we also have parts that are above the ground. So we have the stem, we have leaves, we have flowers, we have fruits. You can mention them. So we are going to look at parts of a plant. But before that, let's look at these two. This is what? Shoot system and then root system. So what is shoot? A shoot of a plant. Now let's come here and let me show you something. The shoot of a plant refers to the parts of the plant found above the ground. So if you look at this, you can see that the roots are here. This is the soil. We have the soil. The roots are buried in the soil. So here, this side are inside the soil. This side, they are above the ground. So the part of the plants that are above the ground, from this side to this side, we call it shoots. It is called what? Shoots. And the part that is found in the soil, it is called what? Roots. So if you are asked to differentiate between roots and shoots, shoots and roots, or roots and shoots, what you should know is that one part is found in the soil, one part is also found above the ground. So the one above the ground is called the shoots. The one found inside the soil or buried in the soil is called the roots. Okay, now let's look at the parts. We have roots. So the root is here. This part is called what? Stem. This part is called what? Stem. Now, have you seen this? This is fruit. And this is what we call leaf. The flower is also here. So now let's look at the functions. We have flower, helps in reproduction. So this side, the flower here will later develop into what? Fruits. The flower will later develop into what? Fruits. The fruit too will have seed. The seed is also used for what? Reproduction. Okay, here we have leaves. So the leaves also perform photosynthesis. Listen, leaves of plants perform photosynthesis. What it means is that they make sure the plants get food. So they prepare or make the food for the plants. So photosynthesis takes place in what? In leaves. That is where the sun, light, water, and air, they come together to make the food for the plants. I've told you that that process is called photosynthesis. Now we have fruits here. The fruit also protect the seed. So every fruit, most of the fruits have what? Seed. Most of the fruits have what? Seed. Now let's come to this side, the stem. The stem supports the plant. So if you look at this, all those here is the stem that is supporting them. Okay, now we have roots, which is found in the soil. So the root also absorbs water and nutrients or minerals. So the soil contains water, the soil contains minerals. So the roots will absorb or will take these nutrients and water or minerals and water and what? Give it to the other parts above the ground. Okay, so this is how plants look like, and these are the parts of a plant. Remember that we have shoot system, root system. The shoot system is the part found above the ground. The root system is the part found in the ground or in the soil. And you should know the other parts and their functions. So if I ask you, the fruit, is it part of the root system? If I ask you this, I believe you can answer. The fruit is here. It's not part of the root system, it's part of the shoot system. The flowers are also part of the shoot system. The leaves are also part of the shoot system. The stem is also part of the shoot system. All because they are found above the ground. But when it comes here, root is always found in the soil. So it is what? It's part of what? The root system. Okay, so let's continue. We are looking at parts of plants and their functions. Parts of plants and their functions. The first one is the roots. The first part that we are looking at is what? The roots. So this is how roots looks like. So this is one type of roots. Another type of root is also what? Here. Now let's read. The root is a part of the plant that is found in the soil or buried in the soil. The root system has two types. They are the tap roots and the fibrous roots. The tap root has one main root that grows very long and goes deep into the soil. The fibrous roots are the many small roots of similar size that spread out in all directions from the plant base. So we are saying that the root is part of the plant always found in the soil. A part of the plant that is what? Buried in the soil. And the root has two types. We have the tap roots and then the fibrous roots. Now let's look at the difference. This is what? Tap roots. This is fibrous roots. All these sides, they are in the soil. And this side too are also in the soil. If you compare the two, you see this one doesn't have many roots. Look at this. It doesn't have many roots. This doesn't have many roots. This doesn't have many roots. But when you come here, look at the number of roots that we have here. So fibrous root system has many what? Roots. But tap root system doesn't have many what? Roots. Okay. The next thing that you should also know is that here, the roots, we have big one that goes deep. So look at this, very big, and it's going deep down the soil. Look at this, big is going deep down the soil, though there are other small ones on it. There's another one here, you see the big one going deep down the soil, and other smaller ones there. But when it comes here, we don't have any big roots. All the root sizes are the same, similar. We don't have one that goes deep or deeper than the rest, and we don't have one which is bigger than the rest. All the sizes are almost the same. But when it comes here, look at the size of these, look at the size of these, the size of these, and then the size of these. You see they are different. So with taproot, there is always one main root that goes deep down the soil. But fibrous root doesn't have that main root. it doesn't have one big root or main root that goes deep down the soil. So another difference is this. Have you seen it? Okay, so if you are asked to mention the two types of root system, that is tap root system, fibrous root system. If you are asked to give difference between tap root system and fibrous root system, the difference is what I've shown you. This one, the tap root system, doesn't have many leaves, but fibrous root system have what? It doesn't have many roots. The tap root system doesn't have many roots, but here the fibrous root system has many what? Roots. The second thing that you can give as a difference is that the tap root system has one main root that goes deep down the soil. So if you look at it, you see that it has one main root that goes deep down the soil. But fibrous root system doesn't have one main root that goes deep down the soil. And here, another example or another point that you can give is that all the roots are not similar. They are not the same. They are not similar. So if you look at this, it has small roots, but there's one big root. If you look at this, there's one big root, but the other small ones. And so the sizes are not the same. So if you look at this size and compare it to this, they are not the same. But when you come here, the sizes are similar, almost the same. So fibrous root system looks like this, tap root system also looks like this. So in your garden, when you go try and then uproot one plant, look at the roots. Check whether you can find one big root which is longer than the rest. Compare it to another type which also has this fibrous system. So with fibrous system, it doesn't have that long one. So this is maize. Examples of plants that have fibrous root system. You have grasses, rice, maize. So if you have grasses in your garden, just uproot it. You see the roots are many. The sizes are almost the same. There is no one that is longer or bigger than the rest. All of them are the same. But when you come here, a plant like carrots, beetroot or radish, always there is a bigger one, there is a bigger root, there is a longer root which goes deep down the soil, and other smaller ones which are also on it. So this is an example that you can give, explanation that you can give. You can even draw. If you are asked to draw, you should know how to draw it. Don't draw and bring long one here, long roots which is bigger than the rest. No, for fibrous root system, you don't do that. Now let's go. Functions of a root or functions of roots. We are looking at the work, the role, what roots does. Okay, so the root hold or anchors the plant firmly in the soil. So all roots are found in the soil. It holds the plants. That is why wind, air, all these things will happen, but plants are always standing. They don't fall. It's because of the roots. It holds them strong in the soil. The next one is that roots absorb water and nutrients from the soil for the plant growth. You see, there is water. There is water in the soil. The soil also contains nutrients. So the part of the plant that takes or absorbs the nutrients and the water is the roots. Okay, so the roots help the plant to get water and nutrients. Also, the roots of plants store food. Some roots of plants store food for the plant. Examples are carrot, cassava. You see cassava, carrots. All these are plants. But the parts that we can get food is what? The roots. So cassava, if you want cassava to prepare fufu, you use the roots, you don't use the leaves, you don't use the stem. If you want cassava, if you want carrot to, you use the roots. So they store their food in the roots. Some roots also are used as planting materials. So let's say you want to plant something. We have different materials that we can use. You want to have your plantation, so you need to what? Plant them. There are different materials that you can use. You can use the stem, you can use the roots, you can use other parts. But in this case, we are using what? Roots. Some roots are used as planting materials. So for example, if you have cocoyam, if you want to plant cocoyam, you don't use the leaves, you don't use the stem, you use what? The roots. The same goes with yam. You use the roots. So the roots, some roots are used as planting what? Materials. They are used for reproduction. Okay. The next one is some roots are used as medicine. Yes. In the part of the world that we find ourselves, we rely on plants for medicine. So plants are used by human beings as medicine. And some plants we use the roots as medicine. So some roots are used as what? Medicine. You can give examples. Maybe you don't know, but you'll get to know it. So roots of plants are also, some of the plants, their roots are used as medicine. Okay, so we are seeing the roots, the functions of the roots, the types of roots system. Okay, so we are going to look at the stem. Now, what is the stem of a plant? The stem of a plant is a part that joins the roots to other parts of the plant. Some plants have soft and flexible stems. Some plants have thick, long and hard stems called trunks. So, stems of plants are not the same. Some are flexible. You can trace it, you can bend it. Some too are very hard, strong. So the ones that are not flexible, but they are very long, hard, and strong or thick, we call it what? Trunk. So trunk of a plant, we are talking about the stem, where the stem is very hard, the stem is thick, and it is what? Long. So example, mango has a trunk, but yam doesn't have a trunk. Look at this is yam. The stem is soft. The stem is soft and flexible. But if you look at this, the stem is not soft at all. The stem is not soft. This is the stem, mango. The stem is not soft. So this is the trunk. This is the trunk. Okay. Now let's look at the functions of stem. 1. It carries water and nutrient from the root to the other parts. So when the root absorbs water and nutrients from the soil, the stem will carry it to those that are different parts. So the stem carries nutrients and water from the roots to other parts of the plant. The second one is that the stem carries food from the leaves to the roots and other parts. The root absorbs water and nutrients. It gives it to the stem will also carry it to other parts. You should also understand that the food that is prepared by plants, that preparation takes place in the leaves. So when the plant prepares the food in the leaves, the stem will carry the food to the roots and other parts. So the stem is sends food up, at the same time sends food down. It sends food down, take nutrients and water up. Okay, the next one is that some plants store food in their stem. Examples are ginger, sugarcane. So sugarcane, ginger, they store food in their stem. The next one, some stems of plants are used as wood for building and making furniture. So some plants, we use their stem as wood. So the chair that you use in the classroom, the desk that you use in the classroom, your bed, which is made of wood, your house, your place, this wood comes from plants. The part of the plants used for that is what? The stem. Now let's look at the next one. Number 6. Some stems are used as planting materials. So if you want to reproduce, you can use stems of plants like cassava, sugarcane. If you want to plant cassava or sugarcane, you use a stem. Okay. The next one is that the stems of some plants are used as medicine. So some stems or some plants, their stems are used as what? Medicine. As medicine. Okay. Now let's move on. We have leaves here. Okay. We all know leaves. What is the color of leaf or leaves? What is the color? The color is what? Green. Something causes plants to have that green color. That thing is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in leaves of plants. It gives plants their green color. Plant leaves, they are the parts that prepares the food. So photosynthesis happens in the leaves of what? Plants. So we call plants leaves as what? Kitchen. Because that is where food preparation takes place. So kitchen or food factory. Listen to this. If you go to a place and they ask you which part of the plant is referred to as kitchen or as food factory, you should be able to tell that is the leaves. Okay, so the plant has leaves. The leaves prepares food for the plants. Some leaves are also colorful. They are beautiful. So some leaves can be used as what? Can be used to decorate places or to beautify places. So today we are looking at leaves, or we are looking at what? Leaves. We are saying that leaves, they are part of the plants that prepares food for the plants. They use chlorophyll, water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide to make food for the plant. That process is called photosynthesis. Let's look at the functions. 1. The leaves prepare food for the plant. We have seen it. 2. The leaves release oxygen into the atmosphere for humans and animals to breathe. So human beings, we breathe in, we breathe out. What we breathe in is oxygen. What we breathe out is carbon dioxide. Where do we get the carbon dioxide? Plants. Plants. You know plants? Very good. Human beings, we take in oxygen. We take in oxygen. Carbon dioxide that comes out, plants use the carbon dioxide. They also give us oxygen. So the oxygen that we breathe, we get it from plants. Plants also get carbon dioxide from animals and humans. So you should understand it, that plants, the leaves of plants release what? Oxygen into the atmosphere for humans and what? Animals to breathe. The next one, the leaves absorbs excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The leaves, if there is too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the leaves of plants will what? Absorb them, because they take in carbon dioxide. And too much carbon dioxide in the air is harmful. So if you have plants there, the plants will what? Absorb the carbon dioxide, the excess carbon dioxide in the air. The next one is that some leaves store some of the plant's food. Examples are cabbage, lettuce, cocoyam leaves, that is contomere. So some leaves too are used as food. Now let's look at flowers. So the flower is also a part of a plant. It's also a part of a plant. It's the most colorful, most beautiful, most attractive part of a plant. Some flowers have good smell. If you go closer, you will like to stay there forever. Some too, you go closer, the smell that will come will drive you away. So that is flower for you. You know, plants, they have fruits. The fruit comes from the flower. So that is what you should know. Flowers grow from a bud. Some plants produce flowers, so they are called flowering plants. Some plants that do not produce flowers are known as non-flowering plants. So we are talking about flowers. We are saying that some plants, they produce what? Flowers. Others too do not produce what? Flowers. So the ones that produce flowers, they are called what? Flowering plants, and those that do not produce flowers are called non-flowering plants. So do you know any type of plants that doesn't produce flowers? And do you also know some plants that produces flowers? So those that produce flowers are called flowering plants. Those that do not produce flowers are called non-flowering plants. So this is a flower of a plant. You can see very beautiful, colorful, and attractive. Okay. Now let's look at functions of flowers. Flowers produce fruits and seeds. So the fruits and seeds that we go to the market to buy, they come from flowers. The next one, flowers are used to beautify places. So in your house, you see how flowers are around. It makes the environment nice, makes the environment beautiful. So we use flowers to beautify places. Flowers are also used as gifts. So if you want to show appreciation, if you want to show love, if somebody does something for you that you want to show appreciation, you can use flowers. Okay? The next one, some flowers are used as food. Example is cauliflower. So cauliflower is a food that we eat. It's a food that we eat, but it's what? A flower of a plant. The next one is that it helps in pollination. It helps in pollination. So flowers help in what? Pollination. Number 6, bees need flowers to make honey. So you know honey, the one that we buy to prepare, if you want to prepare your food, even if you get honey and bread, they are not easy. You will enjoy it well. Where do you get the honey? Bees prepare the honey, but they use flowers and the pollens of flowers to prepare the honey for us. The next one is that some flowers are used as medicine. Yes, some flowers are used as medicine. So you see, all the parts of the plants are very useful. We get food, we get so many things, medicine, we get so many things from plants. In fact, without plants, human beings cannot survive, because even the air that we breathe in, the oxygen, plants give oxygen. The carbon dioxide that we also give, our plants also use it. So we depend on them, they also depend on us. But you should know that if plants are not there, human beings too will die, because the food that we eat, we get it from plants. The medicine that we prepare, herbal medicine, we get it from plants. So many things. So we depend on plants. Okay, we are coming to the end of our lesson. Today we have learned about plants, the various parts or the parts of a plant. You've seen that we have shoot system, we have root system, we have the root, we have the stem, we have flowers, we have leaves, we have other parts. Okay, so these are the things that today we have learned, and their functions. We have seen the importance of plants. Because of plants, we are able to breathe. We get oxygen. Because of plants, we are able to make our own food or prepare food. We get food from plants. Because of plants, we get seed. Because of plants, we get medicine. Plants help us to get wood, to make furniture, and to build houses and other things. So plants are so important that we need to keep them. We need to protect them. So let's try to plant a lot. we have to get a lot of plants around so that you also get more benefit from it. This is the end of our lesson. But before we finalize everything, let me tell you that we have exercises here. Exercise 1 is there, exercise 2 is here, exercise 3 is here. Oh, exercise 3 is riddle. Wow, I will not read. Take your time, read, you understand it. Then we have exercise 4, exercise 5, home assignment 1, home assignment 2. Let me read the home assignment 2. Prepare a presentation for your class and explain to them why plants are more important than animals. Support your presentation with drawings on a manila card. So this is a typical question for you. Why plants are more important than animals? So you are going to write why plants are more important. And you need to support your points with what? Drawing. So you draw something on a manila card to support all your points. This is the end. Remember that we are on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. You go there, you get our videos to watch. Also, you should understand that what your teachers are teaching you is the same thing that we are doing here. So, anytime you learn something in the classroom and you don't understand, you can come to Kokromoti series on YouTube and other platforms. You get our videos to watch. We believe you also get different meaning or understanding from us. We have a Asante tree, a Kapim tree. Call these numbers. You can get copies. Tell your friends that they should watch Kokromoti series on these social media platforms. Thanks so much. My name is Paul Williams. Bye bye.